Last time we left off with Greg in mortal peril.
So you just heard the story of what happened at our AHG campout last year and how for the very first time ever, Greg wasn't able to go and stay overnight with us, but he did drive up and help set me up and the kids up with a useless tank that wasn't able to work because it didn't have the right connector. So here I am, and you get to see what happened through that. There was a lot of, let's just say, spiritual warfare inside. I had a lot of temptations at that point. So I was thinking things like, great, I'm the troop coordinator. I brought this giant beast of a stove for the weekend, and I can't even use it. What an idiot I must look like. Why did Greg do this to me? He left me here all by myself with no help and no way of feeding myself and the kids.
What a jerk.
He loves work more than he loves me, for sure, because he didn't even bother to check that he was grabbing the wrong tank or the right tank. I needed him at that point to know that I was angry. So, of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to send him a text. When I texted him, I was expecting him to, check that he had gotten a text from me and send me something right away, feeling sorry. And, I'd feel a little better from that. But no, I didn't get a text at all. I didn't get a text for a while, actually. And that made me even more angry. I thought, he's probably cozy in bed right now, relaxing, ignoring my texts, doing who knows what. And that all just affirmed how little Greg cared about me at the time. So that's what I was thinking in that small amount of time, which is pretty horrible, I admit. And especially because knowing Greg, he is actually really, really, really good. He always has good intentions. So at the time, I don't know how I thought all of that. It was pretty horrible.
A little bit of help from the devil.
It'd be nice to blame him, but yeah, it shows my weaknesses.
All right. So what actually happened is that I normally pack the car for these trips. I was having some back problems and just couldn't lift stuff. We've got one daughter in particular who's quite strong. So I had her grab the two heaviest propane tanks from the side of the house and put them in the car for me. If I had picked up the tanks, I would have seen that it was the wrong connector and it wouldn't have been an issue. I wouldn't even gone to where I knew the wrong tank was. But she didn't know that, and because I wasn't there seeing it, I didn't even think to tell her about it. So it just simply didn't occur to me.
So I want to look at this a little closer. And I when we came home and wanted and talked about this whole ordeal, I basically wanted to see what was wrong, because I'm always trying to, improve myself. And I'm thinking, I fell majorly here. What went wrong here? We've been talking a lot in the past, in previous posts, about benefit of the doubt and giving your spouse the benefit of the doubt. Clearly, I did not give Greg the benefit of the doubt here. And it was too difficult for me, I found at the time, to do the right thing because, well, first of all, my virtues were lacking. I can definitely see that. Virtues are habits. That's the way you habitually are. And good habits, that's what virtues are. And I clearly didn't have those good habits to be able to fall back on when I was tempted in this major way. So that was one problem. And already I was strained by being out of my comfort zone. I'm not used to camping. I'm not a camper. Honestly, I was never a camper. Greg was growing up, but I am very happy to stay at home for the rest of my life. I don't even have to go in the backyard. I'm happily, closed indoors. That is my comfort zone right there. And I'm just not a fan of camping. So when I do go out, it's really going out of my comfort zone. So, and especially with Greg not there, he is a huge help when we do go camping because he knows everything about camping and I know nothing. So it was really tough not having him there. So let's, take a look at what should have happened here. I should have, first of all, given Greg the benefit of the doubt. I should have recognized earlier that I'd be outside of my normal environment. And so I should have realized that there were going to be some new temptations because I was outside of my comfort zone, um, trials that I had never thought of, new struggles, and just in general, I should have been ready for something new because this was a new situation. And realizing this, I should have been on guard. When the challenge arose, when I found that I didn't have gas for that stove, I should have turned to God in prayer.
Please smite Greg.
Well, I should have turned to God in prayer, asking him for help, right? For clarity, for help in what I should do, how I should act. And I should have chosen to be humble, recognizing that I don't know what Greg's circumstances are. I don't know what he's thinking, right? I should have chosen to act lovingly, maybe let him know what the problem was and see if he had some sort of solution to the problem.
Workaround.
Yeah, and which you often do. You're really, really good at that. And if he did, great. And if he didn't, maybe I should have realized that, God had placed me surrounded with friends there. I had other good friends there who probably had stoves of their own, and I'm sure they would have, allowed me to use their stoves and maybe even have some of their food or whatever. So anyhow, I'm sure there was a workaround. There definitely was several workarounds, but I didn't go there, and all of that should have happened. I should have realized that I wasn't alone, and especially I should have turned to God for help.
So to wrap up our story, Greg did not get killed. We actually, sat down, talked it through. A little tense for a while there, but we got it resolved and made plans for how to avoid this kind of problem in the future moving forward. So we invite you to take a look at our story, learn from our mistakes, and hopefully you can have a smoother time than we did. And we'll see you next time.